Meaning that if somebody comes into my life and they're just like, I want you to stop doing that solo porn or OnlyFans, whatever the case might be, it's going to be a no. And if you do want to do that, you're going to have to show me and prove to me that you are serious about not only taking care of me, my 3 boys, my 4 cats, my bills.
You should never commit to these women.
My cats are included. My 4 cats, like everything. But I highly doubt somebody's going to come in. They can say whatever they want to say. People talk every day. But what are you doing to show me that you're keeping your word? Which is very unlikely nowadays.
So it has to be consistent.
Very consistent.
Like,
for years. I'm not going to put my money aside or...
So he has to date you for years in order for you to stop?
Hell yeah.
Years.
2 months? Wait, that's 2 phone bills?
Or she feels like she needs more money.
Yeah.
She's about the same activity she used to do beforehand because you know what? That's all she knows.
Why you should never commit to these women, because the things that they have to do to make that kind of money will always put you in a precarious situation as the boyfriend, the husband, the fiance, whatever it may be, and destroy the relationship because they have to behave in a promiscuous fashion to get the money from that career field, and you don't want to be on the fucking receiving end of that. I promise you will ruin not only your mental health, her mental health, and by definition, the relationship. God forbid you guys have fucking kids. That's going to be a big one.
Stop OnlyFans. I really started taking time to love myself, my body, get to know who I am, get to know what God wants me to be, my purpose, my calling, what He wants me to learn about God, learn and trust Him. I'm doing a lot better for myself.
Women that are sex workers, right, a lot of the times are devoid of real, tangible skills, okay? A lot of them probably don't get an education, or if they do, they decide to relinquish it and not take it seriously, right? Kind of like that 304 lawyer or whatever it may be. A lot of them don't have tangible skill sets that will allow them to get a job in the marketplace of ideas and skill sets, right? So they go and become sex workers, and they go ahead and do OnlyFans or pornography, or they do something like this, right? Maybe even escorting, sugar babying, whatever it may be. And this is extremely prevalent now with the internet, right? Once a girl gets into this job field, right, it's very difficult for her to get out for 2 main reasons. Number one, you're not going to make money as quickly like that and as easily like that in other professions. That's number one. And then number two, if they do decide to leave that work field and that, you know, that sex work, it's going to be very difficult for them to find a job in the outside world that will accept their past, right? Especially a job that's higher paying. A doctor, a lawyer, like a job that could have replaced the income that they made doing the sex work that they were doing is typically going to require some type of like character or clean background, okay? So what ends up happening is they end up becoming slaves to the very career field that they thought would actually free them, because that job field, the quick money, the simpleness of it, being able to work your own hours, etc., and the amount of money that they make becomes almost an addiction that they can't necessarily escape. So what ends up happening is they get into this job field, they make the money, they're like, all right, I'm out now. I'm going to go ahead and take my money, cash out, and do what I want to do and like live a life, put it into money, put it into real estate and invest, which they never fucking do because they end up almost always investing it back into themselves to get surgery, get bags, and all this other crap. So they never can actually leave the lifestyle because they can't get another career field that will pay the amount of money that they paid for the simplicity of the job. And on top of that, find a job that makes that kind of money for them that will accept their past. It's very difficult. So this is why most sex workers almost always regress back to where they came from in the first place, because it's very difficult to make that money just for the reasons I mentioned above. The quick money, the lack of talent needed, the lack of skill needed, and then if you actually do have the talent skill to leave that job field and go into something else, they're going to scrutinize your past, and it's almost an inescapable career field, guys. So that, my friends, is why sex workers can never actually leave the career field, and why you should never commit to these women, because the things that they have to do to make that kind of money will always put you in a precarious situation as the boyfriend, the husband, the fiance, whatever it may be, and destroy the relationship because they have to behave in a promiscuous fashion to get the money from that career field, and you don't want to be on the fucking receiving end of that. I promise you will ruin not only your mental health, her mental health, and by definition, the relationship. God forbid you guys have fucking kids. That's going to be a big one.
I mean, bring it back. Let's go, man.
Listen, that's keeping it real. And just out to your point, let's say you save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her. Guess what happens when you slow down, or she gets bored, or she feels like she needs more money?
Yeah.
She's left the same activity she used to do beforehand because you know what? That's all she knows. That's her only skills, and that's what she goes to naturally. So, bro, it's
And here's the thing: I'm not telling y'all to like hate these girls. Go ahead, bang them, have fun with them, but they're recreational use only. Never wife these chicks, bro. Ever, 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 ever.